Imagine that you are in the middle of an ocean where there is no shore, no horizon, and the wheel of time is completely stationary. You open your eyes, but what you see is not a scene, but an infinite darkness, and suddenly an irresistible pressure pushes you out of a narrow tube into a world where air touches your lungs for the first time. Light burns your retina, and the noise feels like it is tearing your eardrums. This was the most horrific, most transformative, and most terrifying moment of your life, your birth. But do you remember it? No, none of us remember that moment. And this is the greatest, most unresolved, and most terrifying mystery of our consciousness, which science calls infantile amnesia. But this word is just a scientific label that completely covers the horror of that entire event and the evolutionary truth hidden behind it. Because think, if this world is so colorful, if you trust your eyes so much that you can swear in any court that what I have seen is the truth, then why is your own brain hiding from you how your journey in this world began? Is our brain so weak that it deletes the files of the first 1,000 days of our existence? Or has nature fitted a delete button inside our brain so cleverly that we can never find it? The answer lies in those layers of evolutionary history that were written millions of years ago in the savanna grasslands of Africa, when our ancestors were struggling for their lives as Homo habilis or Homo erectus. At that time, for humans, learning was more important than remembering. Our brain is a machine that always needs new information. If your brain had been busy storing those old memories from the time of birth, you wouldn't have had the space to learn the skills necessary to save yourself from wild animals. The experience of birth is the biggest trauma for any living being, and if this memory had always remained fresh in our conscious mind, we would never have been able to come out of that shock. Nature gave us this blessing of forgetting so that we could start our life with a clean slate. But scientifically speaking, there are three solid reasons for this. First, the immaturity of the hippocampus, which is the library of our brain where memories are stored. But at the time of birth, it is like an under-construction building. Its shelves are empty. Its wiring is not yet complete, so memories cannot stay there. Second, the lack of language, because we humans weave our memories into a story of words. But a newborn has no language, no concept of I or mine, and without words, an experience is a digital file that no software can read. And third, neurogenesis, where when a child is born, billions of new neurons are formed in his brain so rapidly that they overwrite the old connections, like you are recording a new movie over an old VHS tape. This is not a malfunction. This is your superpower, because it gives your brain infinite plasticity. But yet, a philosophical question arises. Are we really made of our memories? If I have no memory of my childhood, am I the same person who was born? Or are we dying and being born every moment? Perhaps the fact that birth is not remembered is proof that we are not slaves of the past, but are children of the pure present. When our ancestors sat around the fire at night, their brains worked the same way. They were free from the burden of memories. In today's modern civilization, we have outsourced our memories to smartphones and cloud storage. But are they really memories? No, they are just data. A real memory is one that you feel in your veins. When we forget that first scream of birth, we are unknowingly preparing our soul for the future. This forgetting is not a curse. It is an amrita that has taken you out of that cage of the past. You are the one who does not remember your history, but who has been given complete freedom to create your future. We are standing at a turning point where our ancient biological heritage and modern technology are confronting each other. We learned that not remembering birth was our evolutionary protection, an erase button. But has today's modern world made us even more blind? You see, the caveman who had no language lived the world as an experience, fully conscious and present. But today, we have outsourced our memories. We are capturing every moment in our cameras and social media feeds. We are living less with our eyes and more through our screens. This is a huge contradiction. We have forgotten our personal history, but we have filled our pockets with the digital history of all humanity. And because of this, today's human has become even more distant from that mystery of his birth. We are not writing our memories on that clean slate. We are filling it with others' memories, others' successes, and others' garbage. When you sit in the silence of that night, in front of the glowing eyes of your cat, have you ever wondered why the cat doesn't forget? Why doesn't the dog forget? They are living in their instincts. They don't need to remember their birth, because their existence is their memory. But humans are beings that understand time, and the understanding of time is the biggest wall that separates us from our primitive self. Philosophically, the fact that our birth is not remembered teaches us that time is not a linear line that we measure on the hands of a clock. If time were real, we would never have forgotten forgotten that first moment, but we have forgotten. This means time is an illusion, a part of the software created by our brain. What you are doing right now, what you are thinking, what you are feeling, that is the only truth. That first moment, that roar of birth, that darkness, all that is present within you as a seed. Just as a banyan tree does not remember when it was a seed, but its DNA contains that entire history. You are that same tree, and your history is written in every cell of yours. Now come to the final mystery, death. We often say that before dying, the whole life flashes before our eyes like a flashback. What if the last scene of that flashback is that same moment of birth that we are looking for all our lives? What if what we are calling death is actually the process of unlocking that file? At the time of death, when our brain breaks its limits completely, perhaps we remember everything that was hidden from us for the security of one life. This thought is so disturbing that we are watching a movie whose climax we will know at the end. Think about the mantis shrimp with 16 cone cells. Does it also see its entire life at the time of death in those colors we have never seen? Look at the grandeur of this universe. You are tiny, like a dust particle, with a very limited brain, trying to understand this infinite universe. Nature did not give you memories of birth because it wanted you to remain fearless. If you remembered that pain of birth, you might never have been able to love, never have been able to move forward. Your forgetting is your greatest freedom. And now, ask yourself in the end, are you really dependent on your memories? Are you the same person you were 20 years ago? No. Every molecule in your body has changed. Your thinking has changed. You are a flow, like a river. A river does not need to remember which mountain it started from, because it itself is water, and it is always flowing. You too are just a flowing consciousness. Forgetting the mystery of birth is not an error. It is nature's perfect design. You are here. You are awake. You are feeling. This is your greatest gift. Do not fill that clean slate with memories. Fill it with experiences. Do not regret the loss of that first page, because the story you will write on that blank page today will be called the real history of this universe. You are not a slave. You are a creator. You are not the one who was born. You are the one who is being born every moment. So, wear your blue t-shirt, enjoy your red mug of coffee, and look at the world your brain is painting every moment. Because what you are seeing, even if it is scientifically an illusion, the you behind that illusion is the truth. And this, my friend, is the conclusion of this entire documentary that even a mantis shrimp might never understand, because it is trapped in colors, but you are free in meaning. Go, write your story, because that first page of birth is missing, and this is your greatest victory.